Today we're going to talk about accepting the help. So the reason I'm doing this video or this show today is because I know that many of you struggle with accepting help. I was there, right? And I've shared this story before. About 12 years ago, my mother-in-law wanted to take the kids. We had just moved to Montana, and she offered to take the kids for the weekend because we were working on some different projects. We moved to Montana and we actually bought a hotel. I don't know if many of you know that, but we bought a hotel and it was a fixer-upper hotel, and we were doing some work on it. So she offered to take the kids for the weekend, and I immediately dug my heels in. I remember talking to my friend Jackie, and she was like, "Are you kidding? Like, are you crazy? Let her take the kids." And I had so many thoughts that went through my mind. I was fearful. I felt like my worthiness was threatened. There was a lot of things going on, and I really struggled to accept help when it was offered. And that was just one example. There were other times, a lot of times, where I, told people, no, I can do it. I can do this, right? Because I felt like it was a threat to my independence. Oh, so my phone. Hold on 1 second. Let me silence my phone just to make sure. So I felt lots of fears come through. And I know that I'm not alone here because I've talked with many people, many of the moms in my Facebook group, and it seems that I am definitely not alone, that there's many of you as well that struggle with accepting help when it is given, right? This isn't even about asking for help because that's a whole nother ballgame. I'm talking about just accepting help when it's offered. So why do we refuse to accept help? One is because there's this overall cultural message that might have been passed through, through family, that we should, quote unquote, be able to do it alone, right? As moms, we should be able to do it all. And couldn't be further from the truth. We're passing like that we should be this independent woman, strong, and yes, that we are, right? I'm not going to deny that. But we equate help, like accepting help, as proof that we're not independent or it threatens our independence. And that is not true. We get these ingrained cultural messages and we personalize them, right? We take them personal and they become part of our self-beliefs, part of the beliefs that our belief system, that accepting help equals not being independent, not being strong. We start equating it with as being a weakness. Our pride and our ego prevents us from accepting help. It also means that we need to surrender some control, because when you have that line of thinking that I can do it all, I can handle this, I don't need the help. It doesn't mean that you can't benefit from getting help, but we get this mindset that we don't need help, that we can do it all. And when you accept help, it means that you need to surrender some of that control. And for many of us, that's very scary to do. It may portray in our mind a lack of professionalism or a lack of ability. Like, somebody offering help, we might feel like, what, do they think we can't do it? I'm going to prove to them that I can do it, that I can do it. And so we put our backs up and we go into the defense. And if you have certain beliefs that are ingrained, it's going to make accepting help even harder. We think that we're burdening somebody. We might have fear of judgment. Again, like feeling like threatened. If you have low self-esteem, it can also threaten your worthiness, accepting help. And it can definitely be uncomfortable, especially if you're not used to doing it, if you're not used to accepting help. Let me I just want to make clear that noise that you're hearing, I tune it out because I'm so used to it. But that's my dog. We have a pug who sits under my desk. And usually my daughter will come and I can call her up and say, can you grab Axel? And that's our dog's name, Axel Rose, after GNR. And usually she'll call him up, but she slept over a friend's house last night. And then my 8-year-old is sleeping. So I'm here with the dog. So I just want to make it clear that that's the dog under the table and not my stomach. All right. So why do we need to accept help? Why is it so important? And why am I even doing this video? Well, one, it deepens our relationships. It deepens that connection between yourself and the person who is asking help or offering help. When you don't accept their help, it denies that other person that opportunity to serve, right? We ourselves, we'd like to give, we like to help. We're caregivers at heart, right? And I mean, I feel like they always say like, oh, women are caregivers at heart, but I mean, even men like to take care of people, right? So that's just like a human thing. And so when you don't accept somebody's help, you're denying them that opportunity to caregive or to serve other people. And when you accept help, it's a step towards becoming a more rested, present mom, which I know is something that we all want. To be able to be more present in the moment with our family or with our businesses or with our friends, right? Being able to not feel that mom brain where you're being pulled in a million different directions, but on the contrary, being able to be fully there and fully present in the moment. When you're stressed out, it's a quick road to burnout. And when you're really stressed out, right, when you're feeling exhausted and you are feeling like you're pulled in a million different directions, it may be a little bit easier for you to accept the help, but it shouldn't have to get that far. Even if somebody offers to help you, one, you might be denying them the opportunity to serve, but two, you might not need the help, you may not want the help, but that's not a reason why they can't help you. Because being stressed out and exhausted, that's a quick road to burnout. If you're constantly under that impression that you have to do all the things, that makes you, that leads you to feeling exhausted. And you might really believe in your heart that you can do all the things by yourself. But that doesn't mean that you can't accept help and take some of that load off of yourself. Not just the physical load, but the mental load. And also, you're a role model to your children. When you learn and become comfortable with accepting help, you're teaching your children that it's okay to accept help as well. And it can give you some time back. If somebody offers, I use the example of when my mother-in-law offered to take the kids, but like, even if, my husband, he'll see me washing dishes and he'll be like, I'll do that, right? It's so easy to be like, oh, I'm almost done, I'll just do it. But instead, saying, okay, thank you. Letting him jump in there and taking that 5 or 10 minutes and maybe go and sit on the couch and put your legs up or read some pages of a book or go stand outside and do some stretches, right? Like you can get your time back. Might be in little chunks, but the more you do it, the easier it becomes because it takes a village. It takes a village to do life, not just to raise children, but to do life. We are social creatures by nature as humans. And so we're meant to have these relationships. Relationships are give and take. They go both ways. So when you learn to accept help from others, you're going to have deeper relationships and you're going to learn that it's okay. And you'll get more comfortable the more you do it. Let me just check and make sure, see if there's any comments, who's watching. Okay. So how do you accept help? Number one, as it always is to increase your self-awareness. And you need to create time. You need to make time for yourself to be able to reflect, to be able to take note of the flawed thinking, the expectations that you might be having, the beliefs that you're holding. Why is it so dang hard to accept help? By stepping back and taking note of what thoughts you're having, it's going to help you to challenge those thoughts. When you reflect on why is it hard? What is preventing you from accepting help? What emotions come up for you? This is where mindfulness practices come into play, where you can become more aware of what is going on physiologically, right? Like, do you feel your heart beating? Do you start sweating? Like what's going on? And it may be really mild or slight changes, but what's going on for you? What are you feeling? Are you feeling guilt, shame, helpless, threatened? What are the emotions that are happening when somebody offers for help, or when you think about accepting the help of another? And instead of immediately saying no, if somebody offers help, say, let me think about it and I'll let you know. This happens to me on holidays, like other people, like if I'm hosting a holiday, like it's a holiday celebration. I guess I don't host the actual holiday, but they'll say, what can I bring? And so you're like, no, I've got it all handled, right? Let other people help you. Say, I don't know I know you want to help. I know you want to bring something. Let me think about it and I'll get back to you. And then there's actually science behind sleeping on it, right? Especially if this is hard for you. If it's hard to accept help, giving yourself that space and time to reflect on what's going on for you. Why are you not letting somebody help you? It will allow you that time to be able to reflect and then to come back with a suggestion or a reply, or a reply to that person. Shift perspectives. If you were offered help, if you offered help to somebody else and they refused it, how would you feel? Would you feel embarrassed, unappreciated, some disappointment? Get yourself into somebody else's shoes. Take a step back and look at the situation from different perspectives to be able to shift those beliefs that you hold, to change the ways that you're thinking. Worst case scenario, what would happen if you did accept help? What would be the worst case scenario? And then would that likely happen? What's most probable? Oh, I got a frog in my throat. What's most probable? Give yourself that time to be able to reflect on what's the worst case scenario, what's the best case scenario. Will accepting help give you some of that time and energy and space back into your life? And then, as I mentioned before, practice, right? Give yourself that love and acceptance. Acknowledge that being vulnerable is hard. It could be scary. It takes courage, but you can do this, mama. You really can. You are worthy of love. If you struggle with accepting help and you find all of these thoughts and these uncomfortable feelings come up for you, you should check out my Quiet Your Inner Mean Girl program. It's an 8-week coaching program where we dig deep into the beliefs that you hold, the thoughts that you're having, the emotions that you're feeling, and we start shifting those beliefs that are fueling it all. I help you transform your inner critic to your biggest cheerleader in 8 weeks. You've got nothing to lose except for those old beliefs that you're holding that are keeping you back. So I'm going to go ahead and throw the link in the show notes of today's episode. If you're watching this through our Facebook group, Moms Without Capes, I'm going to throw the link in the comment section as well. Check it out. Let me know if you have any questions about it. I'm looking for it. I have a few spots open. So I'd love to work with you on shifting your beliefs and quieting that inner mean girl. So that's it for today. In the next 2 weeks, I will be visiting family in Pennsylvania. I'm super excited. We're going to end the summer with a bang. And we are, so I won't be on live, but I will be releasing videos the next 2 Thursdays inside the group and dropping those podcast episodes. If you haven't listened to the podcast, if you're watching this in the group, check it out. I'll throw the link to that as well in the comment section. I always like, I'm like, what comment section? Show notes. I'll throw that in the comment section. Check it out. We've just been named by FeedSpot in the top 90 podcasts for moms, which is really exciting. Number 50, but it's a start, right? I'm working hard on getting that number up there, but it's really exciting that we've been recognized and named in that top 90. So I'll throw that link in the comment section as well. And I think that's it. Take care. I hope that you all have a great weekend, and I'll be seeing you in the group.